When I started making New York City pizza at home, I read somewhere that New York City pizza ovens are around 650 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've been kind of following that, trying to match that ever since. Now, I've been to a lot of New York City pizzerias and I paid attention to some pizzerias, how long they take to bake. Some are short, some are long. I talked about this a couple weeks ago in my video, but Andiamo's Pizza has more of a golden colored crust, and the crust is not crispy. It tasted really good, but it just you couldn't really even hold the slice up until it was halfway gone. It was just too floppy, and there's too much cheese. And I'm not taking sides here. Actually, I can appreciate a pizza like Patsy's and a pizza like Andiamo's. They're both good. They're just different. So with my oven at home, even though the max temperature setting is 550 degrees, when I use my laser thermometer or infrared thermometer, it's actually getting between 600 and 640 degrees, depending on the day. And at that temperature, my pizzas are only taking about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes at the most. And take a look when I bake a pizza at that temperature, you'll see the rim is basically a shade of brown. It's not so much golden; it's just brown. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just one way to do it, one style. But I was curious, at what temperature would I have to bake a pizza to let it bake for 7 minutes and 15 seconds like Andiamo's does? And so that's what I did for the experiment this week. I just took a shot in the dark and I set my oven temp to 495 degrees. Now, by the time it preheated, I used my infrared laser, and the actual temperature of the steel pan in the oven was 530 degrees. I think most home ovens are off a little bit. But that's mine. Apparently mine runs hotter than it says. So anyways, I baked this pizza at 530 degrees, true temperature, actual temperature, for right about exactly 5 minutes. That's when it was done. And you'll see that the rim comes out looking more gold. The bottom of the pizza is not as crispy as the others. I always like to fold it and see how many cracks you get. And when I folded this pie, only a little bit of crack in it at the very top. And so it was a little more flimsy, a little more chewy instead of crispy. Still very good, just a different style. And other than that, it was really similar, just a little more chewy, not as crispy. The actual taste was about the same as far as I could tell. And the color's a little bit different. Now, I can appreciate both styles. I mean, I'm gonna actually next time I'm gonna bring it down even more and see what the actual temperature needs to be for a pizza to bake at 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Probably, I'll try probably like 450 next time in my oven, which would probably be like 480 actual temperature. And this is all for the sake of experimentation. I like both pizzas, but I got to say one thing. When you're baking a pizza at home, it takes a long time to get your oven 600 plus degrees. And I mean, probably twice as long, at least. Well, yeah, probably twice as long. Because I'm going for the max temperature in my home oven. When it hits preheat, or when the oven's preheated at 550, I still got to let it sit there for another 20 minutes, probably 15, 20 minutes before I get up to 600 plus, 630, whatever. And with this one, it preheated to 495 according to the oven. It preheated there to probably like at the very most 15 minutes. And I can appreciate that. I'm the one paying the electricity, the electric bill, not to mention the time. So to be honest, moving forward, I'm probably going to use lower temperatures. Oh, and by the way, both of these pizzas were baked on the second to top rack in my oven on a cast iron pizza still. I know some guys like to use the broiler. I've tried it and I don't like the results. I mean, I'm getting pretty perfect results just using the actual oven, as you can see. So moving forward, I'm going to stick to a little bit lower temperature. It saves my oven, it saves me time, saves my oven use, saves electricity. It still makes a really, really good pizza. So that's the experiment. I wish I would have done the experiment a year ago. Probably could have saved a ton of electricity. Oh well, now I know. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Thanks.